Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you like the content of my channel and you'd like to see it grow, see more cool watches like what we have in front of us, please like and subscribe because it really would help the channel to grow. So anyway, in front of us here we have a Damasko. Now Damasko is a relatively new, well, young brand, let's say, not new, young brand from Germany, and they've got a real keen fan base already. They have some very cool watches. This one here is the Dsub10 and it's their kind of hardcore diver watch, and I must admit it's nice. It's got some really nice touches, but it does suffer with the one thing all Damasko watches suffer with, which we'll talk about in a bit. But overall I think the watch is just a very cool watch. It's got a bit of wrist presence and it just, yeah, let's face it, it does look quite cool. But before we get too far into this review, I've got to say a massive thank you to the team over at First Class Watches of Kenilworth for allowing me to review this model. They've got tons of stock, they've got some really cool brands, and they just seem to keep getting more and more of them, so I can't complain. If you're in the Midlands area, I'd strongly recommend popping into their shop. If you're further afield, well, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description below and at the bottom of the page. Now, all I ask, if you do contact them, please mention the channels, it really would help. So anyway, let's talk sizes first of this one. It's a 43mm watch. Well, that's at the bezel. The case of a watch I think was around about 41.8 give or take, so you get a little bit of overhang here. The thickness of the watch is coming in at 12.8mm. The lug to lug, the distance across the body of the watch there, is a fraction under 15mm. I think it was like 49.7 I was measuring that. And the strap size on this is 22mm. Now, the dial itself, I think, looks superb. It's got a real kind of funky colorway to it. I think it does look very, very nice. You've got this sort of like, not quite a full matte background there, but it's just that, you know, it's kind of a bit more matte than silk, let's say. You've got the crosshairs going on, and most importantly, let's face it, you've got this colorway here. The yellow just stands out. I like the fact that even the date window down here is corresponding to the colour of the hands and the bezel markers there. That's one thing they do really well. When they do a colour watch, they always seem to sync up the dial, the date window with it, and I think that is a very nice touch they do. Now, the lume markers, the hour markers around here and the hands do have a good bit of lume on there. It's possibly a little bit uneven in parts, but overall it is good. And it seems to last a decent time. I like the fact you just have the D there in Damasko, professional, and 300 meters down here. So this is a 300 meter capable diver. It is properly, you know, yeah, it's a proper watch, this one, let's say. Now, the, as I say, date window down here at 4:30 position. Overall, I like it. I think it's just got a very cool look to it. Now, above that, you have a sapphire crystal. And now, the sapphire crystal does have AR on both sides, and it is ever so slightly domed. It blends in beautifully with the actual bezel here. It's just got it just sinks in nicely to it. I do like that. Now the bezel itself, let's have a listen. It's nice. Feels like a 60 clip bezel. Has it got any back play? Not really at all. It seems to settle into its lotted groove there, and that's it. That's the one thing I do like about 60 click bezels. They always feel more positive than most 120 click models. Does it line up? Well, of course it does. So no, that's really good. The insert here is actually a ceramic insert, but it is a matte finish. It does look quite good, but it's one of these, I wasn't even sure if it was ceramic because it kind of looks like an aluminium, but it is actually ceramic, so no problem there. When it comes to purchasing the actual bezel to rotate it, I've got these lovely grip. You know, you can easily do so. You can easily grip the sides of this. It just feels great, really. It feels very, very solid. The case of the watch. Now, the case of the watch is a submarine steel. So it is a very kind of submarine steel is more impervious to corrosion in salt water, I believe. Oh, there you go. So it is a definite bonus. The only other company I know who does that is actually Zin. So, you know, and one thing I do like on this one, if you can see, we do have a little submarine down there, which is just a nice little touch there, I must say. Now, it has been hardened. Now, I'm struggling to find out how it's been hardened, but I think it works out to about 1,000 Vickers. Now, normal steel is about 200, stainless steel about 225, maybe 250 at its maximal. So this is much, much harder than that. So you should, it should be pretty impervious to most scratching on, a kind of daily basis. You can still, as it's only a case harden, you can still obviously dent it and things like that. But overall, this should, take a knock quite, scratches quite well. And obviously it has been bead blasted as well, which also helps there. The crown is sitting down here at a 4 o'clock position. They have milled out a small slot for it. Now, they do talk about their seal system on the crown. Now, I'm not quite sure, as I'm, obviously I've never took one of these apart, so I can't actually see. It does feel a little bit notchy as you pull it out, and as you pull it into the handset in motion, it does wobble around a lot. Now, the reason for that is it feels like if I put pressure on it, it's got a dust seal type crown, we call it. So you can see there's actually movement there. So if ever you were to pull the crown out one of these and think, oh my God, that feels incredibly fragile, that's what it is. The centerpiece is on a spring, so it actually acts as a kind of, it secures up against the crown and makes it, it's called like a dust-proof crown, and as it screws in there. But overall, that's really good. And one thing I should say is the winding. It's got a very fine pore system, so it is very efficient when it comes to winding it, but it just feels strange. Just sounds strange, that one. But that's no negative at all. It's just personal preference on that one. Now, as we come around to the back of the watch here, we do have a solid case back on there. Oh, sorry, just before I should mention, we do have a signed crown as well. We have a solid case back on the back of it. Now, hidden below that is their A26 movement. Now, I put this one on the time graph, and I think it was pulling a constant +3, so excellent, can't complain at that at all. That movement is their own in-house movement. So I think they've done that because basically ETA are limiting supply to everyone. So they've gone the route of trying to, to actually do your own movement. I don't know much about movement yet, but I would be interested if anyone's got any information about it. It's one of these, I'd love to service one just to have a play and see what makes it, what makes it tick. So anyway, it's got a power reserve of approximately 42 hours. It's a 20 joule movement, bidirectional wiring, all the good stuff there. Now, this is what I would say is the Achilles heel of Damasko watches. The strap on this, it's okay. It feels very rugged. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it's a bit better. It feels very rugged. Obviously, you've got these wave kind of things here. So it's meant as you were to put it on your wrist, you really do it tight, and that allows it to spring back. The one good thing I would say is the clasp on here is very cool because they've actually signed it on the side there, and I do think that is a very nice touch. The strap itself is a Hirsch strap. Now, you can buy the bracelet for this watch, but it comes in at round about, I think it's the ice hardened one, which comes in at round about €770 to buy a bracelet for this watch. Now, that's a lot of money, I've got to admit. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of the big brands, Rolex and so forth, you're charging 4 figures for a bracelet. But for that, you're getting a bracelet with micro adjustment, excellent micro adjustment. And the one for this, even though it is stunningly well made, it's an incredible nice bit of kit with ceramic bearings, all ice hardened. €770 is a very pricey unit to buy. I would be interested to actually play with one because they look amazing, and they really do look at a very, very well built, well made, and I can completely understand where that price point comes in. But unfortunately, it is a lot of money when the price of a watch, this one in the UK at First Class Watches, is around about £1,800 plus if you buy it from our website. So it's a great watch, absolutely no ifs or buts, but the bracelet it's very, very expensive considering the actual price of the watch. So that's the only downside I would say with this. But let me put it on my wrist so you get an idea how it looks anyway. One thing I also missed is it does have AR on the actual sapphire crystal there. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing my Breitling Colt, and Bob has got another Damasko. He's got the chronograph there, which is very, very cool. So, yeah, I know it sounds a bit of a downer on that, but honestly, it's a great watch. It is very cool. One thing I would say, if you wanted to go, say, maybe a different route when it comes to the silicone strap on it. If you want to go on a cheaper option, you could buy a Barton, and as you can see, I've got the yellow one here, yellow and black. So that kind of works with this watch really, really well. It is very cool. Or what I've also found out is I placed a Zin silicone strap on this. So you could actually buy the Zin silicone strap and fit it to this watch and have the micro adjustment on the new style clasp. So that is also food for thought. Let me put it on my wrist. My wrist size is 7¼ inches. I should also point out, but it also uses Vitron seals on all the O-rings on this. And that is a nice, they're a bit more upmarket versus the rubber or the silicone ones. Now, say, wrist size 7¼ inches, 18.5 centimeters, and it looks very, very cool. It's honestly, it's a great watch. Yeah, I think it looks very, very cool on the wrist, and it's a little bit more niche than a lot of the other watches around that price point. Anyway, guys, I'll leave you to it that, but most importantly, you stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.